What's up, Bemidji, Minnesota? This is Jeremiah Cheney.
This is Cody Booker.
And we are sitting here with you on this show that we call Antipop. We have been away for the summer, but we are now back officially in swing again. We're going to be talking about life and video games and what video games do and the beautiful world that they exist in. You like the sound of that, Cody?
I love the sound of that. You know I always do.
Yeah, right. So, let's kick things off. What have you been up to? What's the last couple weeks or the last entire summer brought for Cody Booker?
The summer itself?
Sure. We got time to fill. We have all the time we need.
Summer, I went old school. I went back to some PlayStation 1 stuff.
Really?
Went back to the Digimon world.
Oh, God. That sounds horrible.
It's something I'm not proud of always playing, but, It's like something I always want to get back to, because nowadays the first Digimon World game is, it's pretty rare to find.
Is it?
Yeah. I remember I was at a pawn shop. They had $50 on it.
Wow. Okay.
It's probably not as rare as I'm making it out to sound, but $50 they had, there must have been a reason.
Yeah, or maybe that was a hot piece of merchandise or something.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me, classes are started again. Classes are in full swing. My schedule is kind of settling out. The first couple of weeks are always kind of crazy, because everything is going full bore.
Yep.
My stuff is kind of settling. I'm realizing which classes I need to really focus on, which ones I can kind of not go to all the time. What has life been like for you since the return to BSU?
It's been pretty good. Classes are getting settled. New DJs in this year.
Oh yeah, because you are. What's your official title here?
I am, I believe, program director. It always gets bounced around what I call myself. I believe it's called program director.
Yeah.
I call myself program manager. All sorts of things.
Ridiculous masthead type stuff.
I'm just the guy who makes sure everything's on the air, like everyone out there's hearing right now.
If they do hear us. So what's that been like? I imagine you have a bunch of fresh-faced young 19-year-olds that are like, I don't know what this is. I don't want to do a radio show.
Pretty much.
What kind of problems have come with that?
I threw my voice out twice this week.
Because you're screaming at idiots, or?
Kind of. It was kind of like I was on the air, training them how to do everything.
Yeah.
Giving the same speech 17 times,
Mm-hmm.
And 4 times a day, having to come in constantly.
Why do you have to do it 17 times a day?
Because each one needs to be taught from the very beginning of everything. I go through everything, make sure they know everything that's going on.
Oh, so you come into the studio here with them?
Yep, come in, show them everything for an hour. I have to talk about what everything does. Throw my voice out, be like, give me a minute, I'll be back.
Right. Neat. What is that all of? Are those all of your duties? Do you do anything else here?
Well, last year it was everything.
Yeah, you did it all last year.
Well, this year pretty much it's just, everything's a little more chill now. I got some more staff with us now.
Really?
Yeah.
I was under the impression that the majority of the mass comm department on the student side had graduated.
A very large portion of them did, but luckily I was looking for staff about a month before they all headed out.
Ah,
so
okay.
I had a good plan of what was going on.
Yeah, and have you found people to fill it? Because, today, the chair of the mass comm department, he was, talking to my class, and he was like, guys, why is nobody volunteering to work in the TV station or the radio station? What's the problem? Don't you want to do this? Have you gotten people?
Well, I can say this right now. I can definitely say radio, we're definitely doing good right now. Our staff is pretty much close to completely full. Mm-hmm. Everything's looking good. Cool. Radio, I can honestly say there's been enough volunteer. We have volunteers that are filling up our night shifts. They can do what they want here.
Yeah.
We got mornings open for anyone who still wants to. We're doing good radio. Television side, I have heard there's been some things going on.
Yeah.
I can't really poke holes at things. There's just not a lot of people want to do television. I can understand that. Radio, no one sees you.
Yeah. I suppose that could be part of it. I mean, you certainly have a face for radio.
Exactly.
That's so wild that the radio station is filled right up. Terrestrial radio, people are just lining up, and the television studio can't get enough people.
Yeah, it's I've heard on the writing side of things, which you can obviously talk about because you are.
I'm a journalist. I'm a reporter. I'm a writer, man.
Exactly, and I'm pretty much talking to Alyssa. She said that the journalism side of everything from MassCom has been doing pretty good so far. Would you pretty much say that's about right?
Yeah, I am. I'm on the BSU paper, and we've had 1 or 2 meetings so far this year, and I mean the room filled up. Everyone seemed pretty into the subject matter. Alyssa said that some of the new people are being a little bit slow. Alyssa is, of course, the editor-in-chief of the BSU paper.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa. Alyssa Mensch. But I was talking to her. I have put up one feature article for the paper so far, and when I turned it into her, I asked how it was going. She said like 3 people have not blew their deadlines.
Oh.
So we'll see if she doesn't do a little pruning. But I mean, there's a lot of people want to be journalists, it seems.
Yeah.
Which makes my job a little bit harder.
I think that kind of goes along with, in journalism, no one wants to see your face either, unless you get a picture snapped and it's put right in the paper.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that I'm charismatic enough.
Oh, trust me, there's charisma there.
Yeah. Okay, so, let me see. I've had an interesting, couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah?
Last night was interesting. I have a story.
Well, let's hear it.
Okay, so I tried to get my work schedule and my school schedule to the point where they don't conflict with each other.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than finding out that you're supposed to be at work when you're in class or something like that.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was going to be working all weekend. I'm a delivery driver. If you get a pizza delivered to you, it's probably going to be from me. So I know I'm going to be working all weekend, so I thought, all right, I need to find a way to not blow my brains out from stress. So kind of in the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's kind of my time to kind of cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as it is, I have one class on Tuesday, Thursday, and that's an online-only course. So it's just kind of breeze into the website, figure out what I need to do it, maybe push it off. We'll see what happens. So Tuesday, Thursday, that's my time to kind of calm down. So this, I have this infestation of wasps in my house.
Well, I think I saw something like this on Facebook. I didn't get all of it, but I read some of it.
Yeah. So over the past couple of weeks, my cohabitating girlfriend and I have found about half a dozen wasps in our bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Once, I woke up and it was 7 in the morning or something, and she's looking over me, and I'm like, what? Because she looks absolutely horrified. She goes, don't move. There was a wasp right by your temple. So I'm there bulging cow eyes, get it away, get it away. And she took it away, but so just wasps just kind of show up. They sit by your, they rub their stinger against your face. No, we didn't get stung.
They're just chilling there.
Yeah, they just kind of they're just there. Hey, what are you guys doing? A few of them tried to investigate a cup of soda that I left out and drowned in it. So I'm like, okay, we can't have wasps in our bedroom. So I call up our landlord, and she's like, "Oh God, yeah, that's not very good." So she brings over this aerosol can of wasp poison, and there's a big wasp on the front of it, and it looks dead. There's a big crosshair on its forehead, and at the bottom it's projectile fires poison up to 30 feet. This is awesome. I want to spray this into these wasps if I can just figure out where they are, because it's not like Raid. Raid, it's like a cone. You just, you hit them and then they die or whatever. So next day, I'm walking my dog around the house because he's insane, and I notice there's some wasps buzzing around my head, and I see there's a part in the siding of the house where there's a little hole. It looks almost like a knot hole that got punched out or something. And wasps just coming and going out of this hole, just yeah. And I'm thinking, okay, well that's their house. So I go get this poison canister, and it says it has very specific instructions. It says apply directly to nest when wasps are most docile, or at sunset. So I haven't talked to these wasps. I haven't spent an evening with them. I don't know when they're most docile. So I'm just thinking, all right, tonight at sunset, I'm gonna give these wasps the what for. I'm just gonna spray poison into this hole, and it'll be a good time, right?
Pray for the best.
We'll pray for the best. But so I'm trying to think of, all right. I'm a person that loves bad ideas.
You and me both.
Yeah, that's why we do this. I love stupid ideas. I mean, I learned about something called a cement mixer, and it's a drink, and I immediately had to have it. That's a story for another time, though. So I'm out doing my errands for the day, waiting for the sun to go down, because I built my evening around this wasp hole. And so I get my dog scheduled for a groomer's appointment. I go to the bank. I do all that boring grown-up BS that you have to do.
Yeah.
I stop by a liquor store in town, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need some drinks if I'm gonna do this and make it truly stupid. So I'm looking around, and there's a big bottle of rum, and it's labeled Black Magic. And I'm like, hey, I love that song by Slayer. So I just grab it, I throw it on the counter. The guy's like, that'll be $10.75 or whatever, and I leave with my bottle of Black Magic. I didn't look at it. I didn't look at the label. I didn't see what it was. There was just a pirate ship on the front, and it said Black Magic. I'm thinking about Slayer. I'm thinking about rocking out as I'm killing these bees or wasps. Night comes along. I realize that this thing is just shy of 100 proof, which will knock a Russian on their backside. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I get the Black Magic in me. My lady and I go out. She stands a good ways back. I just dump all over this strange wasp hole with this poison. I get the fascia. I go underneath. I do everything. I would like to think that the wasps were angry and they wanted to come out and sting me in a gigantic cloud, like all Animal Crossing style. I would like to think that was going to happen. It didn't happen. I should hope that they were just overpowered by the force of the poison, and that's why there wasn't a great result. But yeah, it was wonderful nonetheless.
A wonderful day.
Yeah. So, have you experienced much in the way of angry insects recently?
Yeah, not recently, but I don't know. I think they're fire. I think it was about 4 years ago. Fire ants. Or I think there's only red ants in Minnesota. Either one. The ones that bite.
Yeah.
The ones that are painful.
Yeah.
Well, we hunting lands. We have a good infestation of them.
Hunting lands?
Yeah. Well, I come about hour south of here. We hunt a lot in the winter.
Okay.
And fall. Let's just say ants like the fall. Giant, just mounds of fire or red ants just everywhere.
Yeah. Well, fall. They're getting ready for the winter.
Yeah. And pretty much the best idea I had at the time was, I'm gonna light them on fire.
Well, they're fire ants.
Exactly.
So, did you just take a lighter and light each of them individually?
I took a blowtorch.
Okay.
All I had, the best I could do was just kick over the hill, see if any are alive, just keep going. I had the idea maybe I should start digging down, but I'm like, nah, I think I got them.
Dig into the fire ant mound with your hands. That's
exactly.
So how big was this mound? Is it like?
Oh, it was a good probably 2.5 feet up.
Wow, I'm imagining
it was like a big one.
Yeah, I'm imagining on Jurassic Park when they look at the dino droppings. Was it like that, but it was full of vicious ants?
Maybe a little smart, but about that. It was kind of like I am not even. If I fell, I was screwed. No way. I fell, I'm down.
It's like that King of the Hill when Bobby is swarmed by ants.
Yep.
Yeah, it's. Oh. All right, so yeah, what was the result? How did they take to the blowtorch?
Well, it was kind of like watching fireworks on the ground, kind of.
Ooh, did they pop?
Oh, they popped. Pop, 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 pop.
Oh, that's glorious.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else interesting happening with you lately?
I'm a boring guy. What can I say?
Just a boring guy.
I'm a boring guy. I play video games in my free time if I got it.
Yeah. I've been playing some games.
Yep.
I've been delivering some pizzas. I've been writing articles on things. So tell me, what have you been playing for the past? Let's start since school started. What have you been playing for the last 2 weeks or so?
The last 2 weeks, I've been bouncing around. I restarted the Mass Effect series.
Why?
Because I don't.
Do you have 300 extra hours or something?
I got extra hours. I figured because I've been needing to clean up achievements in Mass Effect 3.
Oh my gosh!
And it's like I'm not gonna bounce right into Mass Effect 3. I'm gonna play because it was maybe 4 years ago since I played the first one.
Something like that.
I've grown as a person. I've made different decisions in life.
Yeah?
I play as I play. So I go through, and of course, I'm going to make different decisions. I want to see what different outcomes are.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, you always got to stick with, good old Tally. That's always first choice you take.
Yeah, the blue chick with the artichoke head.
No, that's Liara. I'm talking the one with the tank on her head.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I never used her. I played the bejesus out of Mass Effect 1. Mm-hmm. I never, ever used her.
Never once?
No, I didn't.
Because I got the achievement for carrying her around majority of the game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, so my thing was, I mean, it comes down to what class you're playing as. I played as a full tech class. I think she's full tech also.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no. Give me Liara and a full combat and then all the balanced team. That's all.
Yep.
So anyway, so you got Tali.
Yep. I also brought Rex along.
Rex.
Everyone wants Rex.
Yeah. And so how is that going for you?
Well, I made it for the first one. Actually, that was when I was still at home before I got here. Let's see. I made it to the second one. All the way through there, everyone lived because I'm the best.
You played Mass Effect 1 and now you've gotten into 2 in 2 weeks?
Oh, even better. I beat you. I'm on 3 right now. Wow. I took a break. This was actually all about 2 weeks ago. Within a 1 week span, I went all the way through 1, 2, and 3, completed all side missions.
How? Do you not sleep? Or
a lot of free time.
I guess. Do you not? Okay. I don't know how a human being does that.
Yeah, when I'm not out on the town, I gotta do something.
I suppose.
Yep, so, yeah, I made a horrible decision in the third one. It was a side mission that was glitched, so I had to restart the side mission completely.
Okay.
So it's still glitched. So then I looked it up, and they said you gotta restart the game. And
you restarted the game.
I was 25 hours in, and I decided, you know what? I think it's time for a break from Mass Effect.
Okay.
So then I moved on back to Arkham City and cleaned up all that. Most of the achievements I got.
How do you do this? How do you live?
I'm a achievement hunter.
So I got every achievement on the Mass Effect trilogy, and then I went to the Batman games, got every achievement on those. I'm thinking about getting every achievement on, the quick ones, Sacred, stuff like that.
Exactly.
The first Gears of War, I never got seriously. I'm gonna go back to that, I think.
Actually, the funniest thing is that is up next on the list soon.
You're gonna get seriously.
Seriously on there. Yep. Me and my roommate are going to team up. We're going to go through the entire Gears of War series because he just got Judgment.
Have you played Gears of War 1 recently?
Actually, I played I've already played the game before.
Yeah.
But I got halfway through a month ago. I accidentally left my copy at home. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I replayed the first one.
Okay. So did you play any of the multiplayer?
If I could find anyone.
So, oh man. So I have never played a Gears of War game.
Just the game itself or multiplayer?
Multiplayer, single player, every installment. I've never touched Gears of War. I saw it once, 2 years ago. And outside of that, I'm a Gears of War virgin. And so the reason I did that was because at one point in my life, I was like you, Cody Booker. I was obsessed with achievements. I would painstakingly go through reviews before I got a game, but then I would go through the achievement list before I got a game.
That's what I do, yep.
Yeah, and when I found out there was this achievement called Seriously for Gears of War 1, where you need to get 10,000 kills in the multiplayer, except the games are only 4-on-4, and everyone only has one life, so it's going to amount to playing at least 5,000 multiplayer games if you're good.
Yeah,
because there are going to be games where you get 0 kills.
Yep, and then you gotta do another one and another.
Yeah, I was just like, nope, I don't need that. I do not need that in my life, and I've never touched it.
Yeah, the thing with because I didn't start off with the first one. The first Gears of War I played was the second one because a buddy of mine showed it to me. I played it. It was one of the best games I ever played. It still is in my mind today. And achievements were pretty easier on that one. Seriously 2.0, however, it's not 10,000 online. It's 100,000 enemies in game.
Right.
And I think one playthrough you can get up to just 1,000.
That's, oh my gosh. I look back at my youth, like playing Left 4 Dead and stuff, and Dead Rising, and like I was getting those achievements for killing 53,594 zombies in each of those games because they started riffing on each other. I'm just thinking, what was I doing with my life? I remember, oh my gosh, I was 19 at the time when Left 4 Dead 1 came out, and there was a zombie genocidist, kill 53,595 zombies throughout all playthroughs. I remember the number. I was going to the tech college here.
Yep.
And I would come home on my lunch break, eat really, really quickly, my 1 hour lunch break. I would eat really, really quickly, and then like I came up with a plan that would get me the most kills in the shortest amount of time, and I would just grind zombie kills during the school day on my break. I mean, oh my gosh, I don't know what I was doing. So, all right, I need to know more about Gears of War now.
All right,
you played the series again, right?
Not the entire series. I started with the first one. I was going to go through the entire series, but like I said, I left my copy back at home.
Okay.
I could probably go get it. It's only an hour away, but at the same time, I drive a Camaro and gas is hard.
Oh, I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, gas can get a little expensive here and there.
Camaro, mullet.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay, so, Gears of War and that series, I mean, that's been talked about ad nauseum. I mean, that game came out in 2006 or something like that.
About that. 2006, 2007, one of the two.
So, I don't think we need to talk about the gameplay or anything.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, you've played it now with modern sensibilities. What does that game mean now? Like, how does it feel playing it now?
Like in the current day instead of 2006?
Yeah, because like at the time, that was absolutely groundbreaking. That game made the third-person cover shooter,
Yeah.
So
like it invented cover shooting, pretty much. I think what they said. It's like it either invented it or improved it so much. It's like because Gears of War is known for bringing new stuff. Like the cover fire, I think, was one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
It was the first game. Apparently, I didn't know this. I don't remember if it was second or third that introduced the horde mode kind of thing in gaming.
Yeah.
I did not know that, and that kind of blew my mind because it was like, oh my god, I thought I'd done this before, but I never have.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it was so huge. I mean, there's all these conventions that we know so well now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh, look, it's another third-person shooter with horde mode. But, like, Gears of War, like, invented that.
Yeah.
It's deserving of its initial...
It's like the Simpsons of first-person shooters, kind of.
Third-person shooters.
Yeah, my bad. I get shooters mixed up. You can tell I'm not a big shooter guy. It's
Shooter
like
man.
Halo, and that's like the only first-person shooter.
Yeah, right.
Maybe some other smaller titles.
Smaller titles like the Call of Duty franchise, stuff like that.
The really small ones, no one pays attention to those.
Call of Duty, the stuff that gets dwarfed by Halo.
Exactly. It's like, I heard about Call of Duty, like the last one came out maybe 4 or 5 years ago?
Something like that.
They didn't make enough to make a new one at the time or something?
Yeah, it was like, the last one they made was like World at War, and it really sucked. I can't remember. So how does Gears hold up? Tell me about your experience with Gears in...
Well, honestly... I played the first one.
Yep.
I'll start in the order of the first games I ever played for it. I started with the second one.
Okay.
Second one, I thought was the greatest thing I ever played in my life.
Well, it did a lot of stuff.
It did a load of stuff. The online, I will still... I don't want to defend it. I really don't. Because the thing is when you go online, it's pretty much just everyone grab a shotgun and go at it. It's not like everyone tactically fight each other. No, it's shotgun, shotgun, shotgun.
Yeah.
I get so ticked looking at it. I call everyone a shotgun noob.
Yeah.
Because if someone's just going to stick to a shotgun the entire game, I don't think they deserve to be even on multiplayer.
When you went back and replayed it recently, did you try the multiplayer again?
For the second one?
Yeah.
I haven't come back to the second. Last time I played the second was like a year ago. Like I said, first one I've only gotten halfway through. But I am going through the series again. I am doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But last time I was on second, even the DLC match, which I had free because I got Game of the Year for it.
Yeah.
It was still shotguns everywhere. Like here and there, you'd see a sniper somewhere.
Yeah.
But it was just all shotguns.
Oh. And could you still get into a game fairly easily, or?
People are still playing it. Yep.
As of a year ago.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yep.
So number one in the series, though.
I went to the first one. That was the second Gears of War I played.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I played the second one first, then the first one, because I'm the kind of guy who will go out, buy the first game, and go through.
This was a series where you lost the deep narrative of chainsaw bayonets and refrigerator men.
Yeah, like in the second game, there's a lot of characters I didn't get when I first played. I didn't know who Ram was. I didn't know who Kim was. I didn't know. I thought when Carmine said he had a brother, they're just like talking. Oh yeah, like someone in the past, never in a game before.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was actually like he got shot and just killed on the spot.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. When I played it, I'm like, oh my god, that's the other Carmine. Oh my god. Yeah. Exactly. Huh. So I went to the first one, and I can definitely say compared to the second, you can tell they improved it a lot. So in a way, it wasn't fair for me to judge the first one when I played the second one first.
Yeah.
Because I could easily say, okay, this is bad, this and this. When, like the first game, they introduced the krill, like little tiny bat things that kill you in the dark.
Yeah, okay.
Those weren't in the second game at all. They weren't even in there.
Oh.
So when I played the first one, I had no clue what was going on. I was lost.
Yeah.
But that falls on me because I played the second one first.
Well, yeah, I mean, to some degree, I mean, a lot of this stuff isn't necessarily story-driven changes. So if it's not like heavily story-based, I think you should be able to jump into a game farther along in the chronology, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you can be forgiven for that.
Yeah, like the second game, if you play the second game, the series is not so heavy in the story that you're not going to get it second game. It's not like you're jumping into Halo 3 without playing any other Halo ever made.
I mean, I think I did that, and I was just like, let's shoot these aliens, look at this, I'm crawling up a gigantic anus, woo!
I did that too, but that was like when Halo 3 first came out. I was just like, okay, and then I'm like, I still haven't played the first or second yet, I haven't gotten Combat Evolved.
Yeah, and you know, the Halo, oh my god, Halo is a franchise, their lore and story is so convoluted and hard to follow.
It's so deep.
Oh yeah, so deep, man. It's like...
My roommate is actually, he's like completely on the top of the entire story. He has everything, every game.
I mean, so like, I jumped into Halo 3 and I was just like, what's going on? Okay, look, I have a gun. I'm gonna shoot guys. Yeah, this is fun. But when Halo 2 came out, I was like, okay, I know what's going on. I understand what's going on. I played Halo 1. I read some of the books. What is going on in Halo 2? How did they find out where Earth was? Why are there a bunch of other rings? What are these alien men? They weren't the big hairy guys. What is happening? So, I mean, rub me the wrong way.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, I don't want to say the opposite of Gears of War, but you know, it's like, if you had to have a range, it's like Halo stories like at a 9. I'd say COG story. I almost call it Call of Duty.
Yeah, right.
COGs are the name of the soldiers, which Gears of War, I'd say, is around a 5 or a 6. You're able to get in there.
Yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. You say Halo has a fantastic story and because of all the lore and stuff, but if you just played the games, that series would make no freaking sense.
Oh, yeah.
So can the story of a video game still be considered good if it requires you to go out and read 4 novels to actually understand it and do a bunch of extra side stuff where you have to find a bunch of terminals and read a bunch of hidden stuff that you might not actually ever see?
That's actually a really, really good question because Gears of War has now started to do the same thing. They have books and comics and everything.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, I'd say, I'll side yes and no to that one with Gears of War. Halo, it's like, there's way too many. There's so much other stuff to read, to look at. It's like it's mind-boggling how much there is.
Yeah. So is the fact that most of the story, which I assume is a really good story, most of it doesn't exist even in the game. So can you really say that the game has a good story? It requires you to go out and do homework. I mean, I want to sit down, I want to have a controller, I want to interact with a game for 10 hours or whatever, and I want to get a good story right there, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I agree with that. It's because, like, in Halo, there's a lot of stuff going on the side. They'll introduce a character that apparently in the books he played a major role, but he's just now being introduced in the games, and they're brushing him off like a normal character, like no introduction.
Yes, who's this goober?
Like, for instance, people might not know this. My roommate actually told me this. I looked it up and I read about it. June from Halo Reach.
Okay.
So Noble 3.
I did not play Halo Reach.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a little brief. There's six Spartans on one team. They go out and they're trying to.
Oh wait, yeah, I played like the first 15 minutes of Reach, and I was like, who are all these characters? I don't care.
It's like all prequel before the entire. Well, pretty much. There's 6 of them.
Yep.
And I don't know. Do you want spoilers on this? Your call.
When did that game come out? Ages ago?
I'd say maybe 2010. I think maybe. It came out before Halo 4, if that counts for anything.
Okay. Well, I think it's been pretty much reported many, many times that it kind of ends with everyone dying.
Oh, yeah, you got it on the nail on the head right there.
Yeah, basically everyone dies, but they spend, like, from the first cutscene of the game, like, every one of the Spartans is like, oh, I'm gonna have the most glorious death. No, I'm gonna have the most glorious death.
It's like, first one, I got sucked into a black hole. Next one, I got hit by a sniper. Next one, I took out 2 elites, and I took a sword through the chest.
You know, I think there were plenty of times in Halo Combat Evolved when I killed 2 elites at the same time. That's not...
Yeah. You think a Spartan 3 would have that down?
Yeah. Okay, so tell me... Yes.
Well, anyway, okay. So, actually, you know, all 6 of them, Noble 1 through Noble 6, they're called.
Yeah.
Well, the third one, June, is tasked with getting the doctor out of there and secured. Turns out, it never says it in the game whether he lives or dies.
Yeah?
He actually lives. He's the only one of Noble Team to actually live.
Ah.
And he's one of the people that is in charge for creating the Spartan 4s, or the new Spartans pretty much in Halo 4 they're introduced.
Halo 4?
Yeah, they're like the new, like, oh, we can make much more of them because we perfected more stuff. They're a little bit cheaper. We can make more.
We can mass produce these guys.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's like they don't have to be stolen from birth. They can be normal soldiers, augmented for this and ready to go.
Oh, because that worked in Mass Effect.
Yeah, exactly.
And every other sci-fi thing.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, pretty much, turns out he's the one who helps create that. Mm-hmm. It's never mentioned that he's the one who did it. But there's a comic form and everything. It's in the books about how he helped pretty much move them along, train them, and it's never stated in any game after that. Never stated in a game.
So
and he's a major character.
Yeah. So I'm still caught up on this. Can you say that Halo has a good story when you're not exposed to most of it? It's like an iceberg. Like, you play the games, which is what the meat of the series should be, but you're exposed to 10% of the actual story. I mean, I think you can't say that it has a fantastic story. I think you can say it has a deep backlog of books and stuff, but, like, as a game series, no, there's no way that you can say it has a good story. I don't think you can.
It's like, I feel like if they do books and everything, and they say, yes, everything here is canon, it all falls into the series, it's also kind of like they're limiting themselves to what they can do now. It's like, oh, we already wrote a book on this, it's going to be pretty hard for you to make a game when we already wrote about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're kind of, as they create more of the universe in books, they take away more of the universe that can be explored from games.
Yeah. And
like they've done that somewhat with Gears of War. Like I said, Gears of War, there's comics, graphic novels, story. There's a bunch of stuff for it.
Yeah.
Like between the second and third game, there's a ton of story and lore between it. A lot of stuff happens. Yeah, pretty much. Like there's, I think, 2 books that cover in between that.
Oh my gosh. So it makes you wonder why. Games take a long time to make.
Very long, yeah.
So, I mean...
Like, they're announced 2 years beforehand. It's like, we're just now starting. 2 years later, are you done yet? We're still working on it.
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, you would get, a game that would cover those 2 books or whatever. Or maybe they would just, more tightly edit the story so that you can get 2 books worth of story or 2 games worth of story in one game, but...
Or in a lazy world, it's all just DLC.
Oh yeah, expansions.
But still, it's story. I gotta give DLC that. It's still story they add on. I'll go and buy story DLC anytime for any game.
Especially for Azura's Wrath.
Yes. Oh, Capcom.
We don't need to go down in Azura's Wrath hole.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, and I like the idea of Azura's Wrath hole.
That pretty much covers the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So what else? Have you been playing anything else? What'd you play today? I'm sure you played something today.
Well, I woke up, went here, pretty much /school/work.
Yep.
Normally in the mornings, I don't play anything. I start at 9. But, like, later today, and I started beginning of the week, my roommate got me playing Deus Ex Human Revolution.
A fantastic game, yeah.
No, let me tell you where I stand on that.
Oh.
All right, so
you like Brink, you don't like Deus Ex.
Okay, I'm not fully saying I don't like it. I'm not saying I hate it or like it. I'm just saying. My roommate talks it up so much, he hypes it like, this is the greatest game ever made. It's one of the best. It's one of the underrated ones that should be talked about more often.
Yeah.
And I agree. And I know the original games, too. I know that they were big at the time they came out.
Yeah.
And this game I understand from a series it came from, it should have had more hype. Like Duke Nukem hype, but just not coming out bad.
Boy. Yeah.
I understand that. The side I took, I played it. Mm-hmm. I'm still on the first, you could say, chapter mission, kind of. I'm still in Detroit.
Okay, so like...
I just now got out of the morgue.
You got on more. Are you so you run around free in like the actual city part of Detroit and like picking up side missions?
Yep, I'm done almost all the side missions. I've gone through every building and hacked almost everything. My hack is already maxed.
Okay.
My hacking and stealth hacks are already maxed.
Okay, so the first like major like quote unquote level of that game is you have to go into some big building and defuse a terrorist.
A factory. It's the factory for the company.
Yeah, and you did that, and now you're in the actual open world city thing?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've almost done all the side missions. Like I said, I'm going achievements too.
Right.
So before I make a decision in a game, obviously there's achievements for completing side missions a certain way. I'll save before I do the certain thing, do what the achievement wants, get back, play how I choose. I choose. I'm not going to go through just achievements.
Okay.
I'll save before because I do make my decisions in my own game.
All right.
I'm not taped to those achievements. But anyway, I have gone around. It feels, because I played the Darkness series too, it feels like I'm playing the first Darkness game. Like I'm just running around. Yeah, there's enemies here or there if I cause people to be enemies, but it's like, it feels like it's just a walking and hacking game right now. Maybe it's because I'm in the first chapter. Maybe that's it.
Okay, yeah. That game is it's really cool. It kind of bounces between what you could call like levels. So like the first area, you're in this factory and there's guys and you can be stealthy. You can use gunplay if you want. You can take several different paths to get where you need to be. But there's a start and an end to it, and you have to get there. And those are the really good parts of that game. Because I played it real stealthily.
Yep.
The stealth is super tight. The controls are really nice. The animations of how you move, that it's just super fun. It's a joy to play. And then they'll kick you into like a Banjo-Kazooie style. Here's a gigantic map. There's a lot of stuff to do in it. Have fun.
Yeah.
And then you'll go back into a more linear-ish level, and then you'll be in an open area again.
It's kind of like it rewards you for staying. It rewards you for being in such a tight-knit, focused kind of area with here's everything you want to do if you want to do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of I guess rewards a little bit of a big word, but it's kind of like, okay, you went through, you had to go through a single story, here's your free world.
Yeah, and
there's more than one.
Yeah, you'll go to Neo Tokyo, because all Cyberpunk games need to go to Neo Tokyo at some point.
I mean, what Cyberpunk game wouldn't be complete without Tokyo?
Yeah.
For some reason, Canada, I heard.
I don't remember Canada.
I think they said Vancouver.
I'm sure you go to... yeah, that game was made by Ubisoft, so it makes sense.
It's Canada.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, you bounce between those two map types, and I preferred the level parts.
Yeah.
But the open world mappy parts are cool too. It's just I don't want to tell you that you're playing the game wrong.
My roommate already told me that.
Well, there you go.
He's like, you took one of the most fun games I've ever played and made it boring to watch.
Yeah.
And I'm just doing side missions. Because it's in the game. They said you're gonna need your hacks to get certain things.
Yeah.
For some achievements, you need level 5 hacks. So that's why I got my hacks early. So now I can go around and I can build my character how I want to build him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you're like obsessed with opening every locked door and getting every single piece of equipment and item and stuff,
it's also a great way to level up. That's why I do it.
Yeah,
so I can level.
Yeah, right. But I love that game. You're not going to do it, but I'm going to say you'd be better served if you just kind of played it, quote unquote naturally. It's just like, oh hey, what's that over there? What's that over there? Play it like Skyrim.
Like Skyrim? Yeah. I did every single side mission and everything before the main story. I clocked in about 350 hours before the main story.
My goodness.
Yep. So yeah, I think you're preaching for the wrong game on that one.
Well, keep going with it. The story goes some really interesting places.
I'm actually excited to see where the story goes.
Yeah.
Like I told my roommate, if it does end up good, I will get the DLC that supposedly is also story-wise for it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's the DLC. There's a section in that game that's almost like Assassin's Creed, where it's like, oh look, Desmond, these 3 memory files are corrupted. We're just gonna jump you ahead, and that's what the DLC is.
Don't you just wish life could work like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are kind of corrupted. We're gonna bounce to Friday.
Well, you don't drink, and I do, so that happens to me fairly regularly. Oh, jeez.
Friday already, eh?
Wow, how did we get here? Jeez. Okay. I'm going to get off the sidewalk now.
I should have some DLC for that.
That's your girlfriend yelling at you. But no, the story is really cool. The mechanics, as you build out your augmentations, you start getting really cool abilities.
Punching through walls.
Yeah, punching through walls. Get that. That's cool.
I can't wait for that. I want them getting right away.
Yeah, get the on your back. You get an augmentation to make you slow fall. Grab that.
The Icarus landing system, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Icarus landing.
That's real cool because like there'll be things where like, oh, there's a bunch of items at the bottom of this elevator shaft. I can't get there. Oh well. But if you have the Icarus landing system, it's just like woo! Far Cry 3, woo!
I do remember one fun thing I did while I was exploring the game.
Yeah?
I hacked into this room all the way at the very top of one of the apartment complexes.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it's like there's a doctor's. It's like one of the most hidden rooms in the game.
Oh wow.
Like there's like a kit for upgrades on the. There's like everything there, gun lockers.
Yeah.
And then I go into his room and it's like there's another storage locker. And my roommate already told me at the beginning of the game, better not use the tranquilizer gun, it's hard to find tranks. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. I'll barely use it, I'll just knock them out hand to hand.
Okay.
I open up the locker, just 10 different cases of tranquilizers. I have to pause the game, wait for him to get back because he's at class. He gets back. I'm like, yo, Warren. He's like, what? Take a look at this. Take a look. I show him the locker, and he's like, are you kidding me right now? Yeah, I think I'm using the rifle from now on.
Okay, that's great. I don't think I ever got to level 5 hacking, but... Alright, so that's what you're playing?
Yeah.
Alright.
That's my current set. After that, I'm probably going to pick up Darksiders 2, or I'm going to finish up Mass Effect 3.
Oh, yeah. Steam makes me buy video games when I know I'm not going to play them.
Yeah.
I think I have Darksiders 2, but I'm not sure.
And good news for everybody out there, because I think it happened in February. Well,
Yeah.
for everyone who likes achievements.
Oh, boy.
Darksiders 2, an achievement that was locked up. Nordic Games just opened up the servers again. They got the servers from THQ. They took care of it. Everything's back online for servers.
Oh, wow. So, like, multiplayer achievements are going to be available again?
There's no multiplayer. There's like send items to a friend.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like that. But now it's open again. That means
Yeah.
Nordic has finally gotten some more control over everything finally.
Yeah.
Because when everything went down with Darksiders and everything, it was just everything's everywhere. They're finally starting to piece everything back together into a
Yeah.
solid thing. Because Darksiders 3, they said, will be coming sometime in the next 5 years around that.
I thought the Darksiders franchise got, like, scrapped.
It was by THQ. But
Yeah, 'cause
Nordic,
they sold everything off.
Then Nordic picked it up and they're like, we're gonna keep going with this.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
And I'm really excited to see what they do.
Oh, boy. Nordic Games is a weird company, because, like, I mean, they I can't remember if they made or if they published Alan Wake. I want to say they made it. But, like, so, I mean, they're the ones responsible for Alan Wake, a game I love.
I will agree with you on that. I like Alan Wake. It was fun.
Yeah, a fantastic game. I played that at the height of my, ooh, I'm going to be a novelist thing. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is mind-blowing. Fantastic, done by Nordic. But then Nordic has also done a lot of, the majority of their catalog kind of rests at around the 50 to 60 on Metacritic.
Yeah.
So hopefully they do Darksiders right.
Yeah, I think even if they make Darksiders kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, everyone said they don't like the fourth one, they're making a fifth one. It's like, I don't care. It's like they're making another one. It's like, I'm going to play it. That's how I am with Darksiders. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't care. They're making another. That's awesome.
Yeah, you see that a lot with some of these franchises. It's like, oh, all right, fine, I'll go see it. That's why the Transformers movies kept getting made. This is the worst movie ever. This is so stupid. This is so beyond bad.
It looks awesome. Let's make another.
Yeah. Well, people went and saw it, so.
Someone liked it.
Yeah. Or somebody paid for it, rather. You might not have liked it, but you paid for it. So,
all just to see a My Little Pony transformable gun.
Oh my gosh, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, so you know what I've been playing lately?
What?
I've, unlike your many stories about games that came out 15 years ago.
What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, I played a game that came out recently.
Oh, dang, okay.
It's a PC-only game. You know how people feel about PC-only games? Like, yeah, PC masters.
And then 2/3 of all the gamers are like, the evil PC trying to steal things from us console boys.
Yeah. But see, the PC game I've been playing is not exactly... it would make other PC people laugh at me, I think. But it's just because they're so close-minded. I bought and have been playing the bejesus out of The Sims 4.
The Sims 4? I was gonna ask, when did it come out first off? Because I've been seeing commercials. I don't know if it's out yet or
You
not.
been seeing commercials? Wow.
On YouTube, of course.
Oh, okay.
ads.
Came out maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah, it came
I
out.
thought it wasn't even out yet.
No, man.
What?
Came out right around the beginning of the school year.
Oh my god.
And
I was not informed of this.
because The Sims is a weird
I pay attention to Screw Attack. IGN, I should know these things.
Yeah, dude, IGN has all kinds of articles about The Sims 4. About 2 weeks ago, I forced myself to shell out $75 for The Sims 4.
Oh my god, 75?
That's the problem with Origin, which is EA's version of Steam.
Oh.
Their stuff goes on sale, but their stuff usually sits at full price. It's like trying to buy a console game at Walmart or something.
Remember back in the days when things at most rarely made $60? Remember those days?
Yeah, used to be $1 a megabyte on the cartridges.
Yeah.
So Genesis games, $40. They got up to 60.
At least there's still some kind souls out there.
Yeah, like Steam.
Yeah.
Gabe Newell. So The Sims 4 just came out, $60.
Yep.
And then, like the idiot I am, I bought the Hyper Mega Deluxe version, which included like 2 extra items and some
2 extra colors to paint your house.
Yeah, it included a laser light show, which I have in my Sims house.
So the laser light show so far has made a little bit of that cash worth it.
Yeah, I mean I have it there almost for novelty.
It's like, hey, who wants to see my laser light show?
Yeah, so you have a little dome and it always projects lasers and it makes llamas and crap like that. And then a bunch of hats that I haven't worn.
Just a bunch of hats sitting there for no reason. Yeah, I mean, that's the perfect way to end the conversation. Over here's my laser light show, and there's a bunch of hats I don't wear.
Just on the floor.
Just sitting there. So you gotta pick them now, they're good.
$15 for all that stuff over there.
Those hats, yeah, I'll do something with them someday.
Yeah, one of them, it was called the Hat of Shame, and like if you make your sim wear it, it just makes them sad.
What?
Yeah,
That's all it does?
yeah, that's all it does. It's a sombrero.
Can't you do that with just like putting them in a 1-block room and taking away the doors?
And eventually they pee themselves and feel sad. Yeah. So The Sims 3, the previous one, I really appreciate that game because it went crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. It's like you could do anything pretty much in that one.
Basically, so I love anything that really, for lack of a better phrase, goes for it. Like, I cannot stand it when a series or a game or a politician or a person or a friend or something just does like a half-step kind of thing, you know? It's like, oh, I think I'm going to do this, but no, I mean just, yes, I'm doing this. I'm going to go buy a bunch of liquor and spray acid into a hornet's nest. Yes! You know.
So are we talking all the way off the deep end, kind of? Are we talking Saints Row 3 levels here?
You couldn't fly, but the one YouTuber I watch, he has like a 25-part series on where he's playing The Sims 3. His name is Robaz. He's fantastic. He started with he was going to make a pair of redneck brothers, and it was just going to be 2 rednecks living in a trailer in a little city by the sea, and now he has the 2 redneck brothers, a monster woman with largely augmented chestal regions and gigantic supermodel lips that married one of the rednecks, a robot that is in his house. He built a robot and now he controls it like one of his family members. One of the rednecks got abducted by aliens and he had an alien baby. So they have the baby. They have he hired a butler. And the butler died, but he brought the butler back to life with special food that revives ghosts. And then he was surprised because you can't control the butler.
Yeah.
But when he revived him, he became part of the household.
Oh, really?
So he locked Bertram the butler in the basement and just gave him a bunch of easels and a gun.
So I want to start a coffin.
And Bertram became a master painter, so now none of them have to work, and they just lock the butler in the closet and force him to paint when they need money. And now they live in a castle with a roller coaster going through it. I mean, that is off the rails.
All in a story?
Yeah. I mean, he recorded, there's 25 videos in the series, and, I mean, that's, at its core, that's what The Sims is.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no way to beat The Sims. When you play it, it comes down to how are you going to make these characters, how are you going to make them interact with each other, what personalities are you going to put on these people, and the reason I loved watching him play The Sims 3, and the reason, to a lesser extent, I love playing The Sims, because I'm not as good at it, is because you can do just this crazy stuff, And I love it. I love that. So, The Sims 4 does not go off the rails insane the way I was hoping it would.
It's more tamed, I take it?
Yeah, I mean...
I hear there's a lot of options for how to make your sim look now, though.
Yeah, so one thing... so the thing that EA was really touting a lot was... they wanted to remove as many menus as they could.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to the create a sim thing... where it used to be, select the eyes, select the face, select the torso or whatever, and then just a bunch of sliders to make them bigger or smaller or sunken in or fallen out or floppy or saggy or whatever. Now, you just use the mouse, and the sim is just there. And it's almost like Mario 64. You grab a specific part of their face, and then you can drag it around, and that adjusts how they look.
What?
So you want your guy to be, like, freaking buff. You click on his bicep, you drag his bicep out, and then he looks like Hulk Hogan. So I mean, it's really intuitive.
I can understand where some creativity can come with that, but at the same time, it's like it's like you're trying to get the perfect adjustment. One small flick of the wrist, and it's gone.
Yeah, I can see that. Luckily, I think there's an undo, but also you're only affecting one thing at a time, so it's not like I made his bicep a little bit too big, it ruined his face. that doesn't happen. A review on Polygon. I think they nailed how The Sims 4 feels. They said that The Sims 4 they give you what you need from a Sims game and not an ounce more.
So they pretty much just said, here's what you get?
Here's the skeleton of this game. You can, there's 2 towns that you can play in.
Yep.
You can make Sims, you can make roommates, you can make families. The Sims age, they can go to jobs. They can, work their way through the jobs, they can learn skills, they can go fishing, they can find gems and junk in the environment, they can go to nightclubs. I mean, they can do everything you would expect, but like Polygon said, not an ounce more. And it feels kind of shady on EA's part, because you just know it's going to be like, oh, all that stuff that you really wanted, here's a $40 expansion for it.
That sounds a lot like EA.
Yeah. A lot of people complain that, like, some of the biggest complaints were they took out the open world, because The Sims 3, it's just like, here's your town, you can go anywhere, you can do anything in this little town, Now you have like a bunch of little cul-de-sacs, so you can walk out, you can walk around your street basically, and you can interact with people that are walking down the sidewalk, but even to go to another person's house, like to go to your neighbor's house, you have to say, visit this residence, and then it goes into a loading screen, and then you're at their house.
So kind of like, because the last Sims I ever played was Sims 2. So
okay.
Are you saying kind of like Sims 2-ish?
Yeah, it goes back to that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And, I mean, people are angry about that, and I can totally see EA being like, oh yeah, we made the maps open world again, so now you don't need to go into these loading screens, you can just freely move around the entire town. It's the, I don't know, World Explorer expansion or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they also made it so that you can't manually edit any of the, they call them styles. So like you had a little color palette thing, you could select a chair or whatever, and you can make it a different color, or you can select wallpaper and you can import images so that your wallpaper can be a custom image or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you want Gabe Newell's face to be your wallpaper, you can do that. They took that out and people are really mad about that. They took out the creativity, and I can see them making an expansion and being like, no, it's The Sims interior designer.
You can look on the upside of one thing at least.
Yeah?
It's not SimCity.
It is not SimCity. It functions.
It works.
I wonder if they're going to have multiplayer later. That would be interesting.
Oh, I think, didn't they do that for Sims 3? multiplayer? I thought they did something.
No, they never did.
I'm probably thinking SimCity again.
Yeah, SimCity, the multiplayer did not work at all.
Oh, EA.
Yeah.
Silly EA.
But, so, that stuff doesn't really work. A little bit disappointing on The Sims, but, like, where The Sims 4 really shines is they make The Sims feel more human, I guess. Because the biggest complaint that I always had was, you tell somebody to do something, it's just like, oh, Johnny, get off the computer, go sit in the living room, watch TV with your brother, or whatever.
Yep.
Johnny has individual distinct animations for turn computer off, stand up from chair, turn around, get stuck on the door, walk out, sit down, shift, sit on a different side of the couch, begin to talk to his brother.
Yep.
It was just so mechanical and so... I mean, you could basically see the scripting in the game. In this, it feels way more natural. You can. So, for example, today, the Sims I'm playing, the household I'm playing, it's 2 people, they're roommates, and the dude, it's a dude and a girl, and the dude was like sitting at his computer, he was programming something, and she gets home from work, she comes in, starts talking to him, and I'm like, okay, well, you're hungry, go to the fridge and get a glass of milk, and because that'll fill you up a little bit. She goes to the fridge, grabs a glass of milk, comes back in, and continues to chat with the guy as she's like drinking her drink. So she's eating, socializing, and just doing, a bunch of different things at once.
Like a normal person.
Like a normal human being. They're more humanized.
All right.
And you see that with other stuff too. Like before, like if there was a party, oh my gosh. With this you can talk to several people at once,
Yeah.
Before it was just like, okay, I'm going to talk to this person, now I'm going to talk to this person, now I'm going to talk to this person. I mean, it's much more free, it's much more fluid. It just feels nice to play it,
Yeah.
And that's cool. And they also added, they changed it out, so before, when you were playing, you had like a happiness bar in The Sims 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching TV. I'm comfortable and I'm enjoying and I'm having fun or whatever. Plus 50 to my mood,
Yeah.
They took that out, and now it's just I'm watching TV and I'm chatting with this person. I'm having a pleasant conversation and I'm watching a funny show. That's making my sim happy, so they have +1 happy from pleasant conversation, +1 happy from good show, and that makes them happy.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm sitting here and I'm focusing on writing a report. I am, so from work, I am +2 focus. And so different moods that you're in, whether you're focused or you're energized or you're feeling playful or you're feeling flirty or you're feeling embarrassed or whatever, that will help you when you do different interactions. Mm-hmm. So like a flirty person is going to do better when they try to hit on somebody. And a focused person is going to do better when they go to work. And an energized person is going to get more out of their workout if they go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. It boils down to you just kind of let them do things. Like it seems like a lot of times in The Sims 3 you would try to min-max everything, Like, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z so that I'll be perfectly set up to do this one action. Yeah. Whereas this one, it's just like, oh, I'm going to play foosball for a while, then I'm going to go to work, and then I'm going to come home. You just do a bunch of things, and then your sim gets in these mental states, and and then it's like, oh, well, now I would do well if I tried to play the piano because I'm feeling inspired or something. And stuff just happens, and I love the free-form nature of it.
Yeah. Kind of feels just like all the freedom in the world you want. Well, aside from, going around the whole city now.
Yeah, right.
But pretty much Sims 4, because I also saw advertising. Their advertising was very, I don't want to say odd.
Yeah?
But it was different. They had a bunch of famous celebrities. They took them and they turned them into Sims. Okay. So they had, I think Jordan Sparks they had, turned her into a Sim. Okay. I think they had, I don't think they did Kim Kardashian, thank God. It's like, I don't think there's a slider big enough to get, the back area. Yeah, right. I told you about the YouTube guy that had the supermodel plastic surgery lady. You need that mod for the Kim Kardashian. Exactly. So yeah, what do they do with these characters? Anything, or is it just like here you are. You can do anything. You can make anyone. Yeah, kind of like they just say, oh my goodness, look at my sim. That's one of the things I don't want to say drew me away, but it was kind of like
Oh my gosh, these guys are so casual.
If we have to go and get celebrities like this to advertise like that, it's like, do I really want to play it?
Have you already?
I'm not saying it's bad, but
Have you already forgotten all of the Call of Duty advertisements where they had every single celebrity in the world like on a battlefield?
okay, now those were funny.
Oh, okay, so that was funny, so it's okay.
Okay. Double standard, yes, but at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not a Sims guy. I'd play The Sims, but it's like,
Yeah,
where do I go after I get to a point where I say I'm done with this family? Where do I go?
Yeah, right. That's kind of part of the stigma that's there on The Sims.
I mean, I think the last time I ever played Sims 2 was like maybe 5 years ago. I think it came out around that, right?
Something like that.
I think I didn't get bored, but I wanted to do something interesting, so I made like a lesbian couple, one's a vampire. It was kind of like Twilight, but with 2 chicks.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Exactly. It's like, and I was a teenager. Okay, I think people can understand that one.
Totally understandable.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean the core of The Sims 4 and why I like it. I mean, I think that I really think that that's going to become something that you see more of in this coming generation of video games.
Yeah.
By which I mean, like, here is stuff to do, just go do it, and stuff will pop up and you'll have fun.
Yeah.
Skyrim did this, you know? It's like, oh, you know, I started out, you know, wearing light armor and swinging a sword with a shield, but, you know, I kind of like this. I kind of like shooting fire out of my hands. I'm going to do that for a while. So I'm better at that now. Cool, I'm going to do that for a while. Oh, look at this. I can also do alchemy if, you know, that kind of relates to magic. I'm going to do that for a while. But you know what? I keep dying, so I'm just going to put on some heavy plate mail. You know, it's the word I keep going back to. It's very fluid. You just do things, and the game just kind of builds itself around you. You know?
Kind of like how Deus Ex should be played.
And that is a game, yeah. And this generation that we're just leaving, that was the generation of the feedback loop, where I mean, I think something like Diablo is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Where you're playing it, and so you know you have your equipment. Your equipment lets you fight dudes, or lets you kill strong dudes. Strong dudes drop better equipment. You go out and you fight stronger dudes to get better equipment to go out and fight guys. And you can clearly see this loop of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's fun and it's satisfying, but it's not. I mean, it can become repetitious, and you saw that in a lot of games like Deus Ex.
Yeah.
And I think that the freeform Skyrim, Sims 4 of all things, you know, style is gonna take off in the next few years. I really hope that it will.
What I want is for them to maybe, I don't know, make a Spore 2 maybe.
A Spore 2, huh?
I would very much like to play Spore again. Problem is that's for PC and not for Xbox.
At this point, you could run Spore 1 on anything.
Yeah.
You could run that on a laptop.
Yeah.
So go get yourself a Spore. And I think this is going to have to wrap up Antipop Games for this week.
Yep, this weekend I think it's come to a close.
So, everyone, this has been Antipop. I'm Jeremiah.
And I am Cody.
This has been KBSB FM 90. Call up somebody in the studio after we leave, because we're not taking calls right now, at 218-755-2059. Me and Cody will be here every Wednesday from 3 to 4, talking about video games, video game news if we get to it, video game culture, video game everything. Till then, we will see you all next week.